What's good? It's your boy Tara Money, and today I'm gonna get into this blog that the War Economic Forum post on in March of this year that I want to touch on, which is based upon the metaverse being active by the year 2026. You know what I'm saying? It might be early access in 2025, but it's active in 2026. So that's one thing I want to put out there. But the main thing I want to say though is that I love reading these blogs because when it really comes down to it, though, I'm ready for this new world order or whatever the war economic forum got planned. I'm really ready for it because when it comes to the old world order, what we living in right now, I mean, it's between old war and new war at the same time. It's definitely with the war in Ukraine and all that stuff. I'm not trying to push no conspiracy, but all that I'm trying to say is, but basically what I'm trying to say though is that, having a digital life, creating the metaverse and, not only just, spend time there, but also have a life there, have vacation there. I'm ready for this matrix that they're finna open to the public, you know what I mean? Because when it come down to it, regular life sucks and it's gonna be way sucker once these 2 months pass and my other boss come, not boss, but other supervisor come and stuff and oh now y'all. So basically what I'm trying to say though is that that I'm strictly dependent on my job right now, and I never got my stimulus checks because my mom told me I couldn't get it, and the reason why she told me that because she got my stimulus check around that time. You know what I mean? It went through her instead of me, so that's the fucked up part. But when it comes to this world, this reality, this physical reality that we living in right now, I know you're viewing this from the screen, but looking at the reality that we living in right now, it's you could say it's boring, but it's not for me. I mean, I really don't want to become of this world, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, once the metaverse is active by the year 2026. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I'm not working at this job that I'm working at, but hopefully there's some job opportunities for me to take in the metaverse, either through the screen or the VR headset, whatever it means it may be. So that's one thing we reading this article about is about, the whole thing of what we're going to do in the metaverse. You feel what I'm saying? But no, on the real though, man, I'm really getting sick and tired of this regular life job shit, this 9 to 5 job shit, and just dealing with people and dealing with my mom. I'm surrounded by mental illness and people with disabilities and mental illness at the same time. So that's one thing that I'm reading this blog, and that's why I'm obsessed with the metaverse. Like I said, it's hard for me to reach the spirit round because I got a lot of toxins in my body and I smoke cigarettes. So when I see the metaverse being brought up, when Mark Zuckerberg brought it up, I realize this is the world for me. This is the universe for me. You know what I'm saying? A place where I can live out my fantasies, my imagination, and my dreams. And that's why I'm obsessed with the metaverse, because I just don't want to become of this world. I mean, I am going to have balance between the physical and the digital. Of course, I still got to accept that I'm still living in this world. But, when it really comes down to it, though, even though I got to accept that I'm living in this world, I still deal with the problems that this world brings, especially the people that I'm surrounded by that have issues with their life. So, and when they tell me about it, but I don't want to hear about it, but they're going to tell me regardless. So, that's one thing too. So let's read this article, man. My bad for getting into the thing, but I just want to let people know why I'm so obsessed with the metaverse. Whole 9 yards. So let's read this right here. The metaverse will have a virtual economy, including digital currencies, non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Now, when it comes down, what the War Economic Forum is saying is that the metaverse will have a virtual economy, which means people will be able to not only have their own countries in the metaverse or build their own cities or whatnot. I mean, it's going to start off as being in towns and cities at first because, AI got to develop, the whole countryside of the metaverse that you're trying to create. But as you can see, it's a virtual economy. This is the next industrial age, but it's digital though. It's straight up digital because we got Starlinks in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Elon Musk is the pioneer of this when it comes to having multiple satellites. 42,000, I think, or 42 or 45, one of those two. Have hella satellites in orbit that's going to connect, not only connect to your Tesla car, electronic vehicle, but also your brain chip as well, and also the VR headsets and stuff. hold on, yeah, that's what the Starlink satellites are going to do. It's going to it's not going it is benefit the military, but it's really going to benefit those who trying to embrace Web3. And that's one thing what them Starlink satellites is doing, is trying to help you embrace Web3. That's why wireless is not powerful at its peak. Right? I mean, it is powerful, but not perfect when it comes to gaming, though. When it comes to strictly gaming, because like they said, virtual economy, video games are virtual. They're virtual, you know what I'm saying? Which is a mixture of cartoon and physical reality, Big Bang put together to form the real game world or the virtual world, you know what I'm saying? So let's read this article. A quarter of people will spend at least an hour a day in the metaverse by 2026, research company Gartner predicts. Now, you know what I'm saying? If you watch my gameplay, I stay in the game. I stay in the game for at least like an hour. I would say more than just an hour, but at the same time, let's see how it goes. I might stream it too. 2026 is like at least 3 years away from us. You got 2023, 2024, 2025, and 2026. So it's like 4 years ahead right now. Starting, we in 2022. So that's one thing. But I might spend more than just an hour in the metaverse if it's just like the Roblox or Second Life, when it comes down to being around different virtual realms and environments and stuff. We'll be doing things like shopping, studying, and working. Every business we interact with is also expected to be in the new virtual world, and we'll use digital tokens to buy, own, and sell things. That's amazing. I'm so happy. This is why I don't want to become of this world, become of the digital world instead. Like I said, it's hard for me to reach the spirit realm knowing that I got toxins in my body and I'm surrounded by mental illness and negative people. It's hard, man, but let's read it through. The metaverse is where a quarter of us will be working, studying, shopping, and socializing for at least an hour a day by 2026. Now, when it comes to different parts of the days, I might spend an hour during the day and afternoon if I'm still working full time though. But when it comes down to spending more hours into it, I'm probably gonna be during the weekends though. But it might be an hour though, because I don't spend that long in multiplayer games. I mean, I didn't stay that long on Roblox games, but hold on, y'all. But let's get to. About 30% of the world organizations will have metaverse products and services by then, to say technology research specialist Gartner. The metaverse will be a single world that merges the activities people are already doing digitally. The company says studying in virtual classrooms, building virtual homes, and buying digital land are just some of the things that we could all be doing. See, all of us. See, they're trying to include, I'm going to say it like this. They're trying to include all the useless class. Like, when it comes to those who are rich and wealthy, they're going to own the physical things of this world. I mean, I'm going to be honest. The 1%, I think it's called a 1%. The 1% of the wealthy people of this world, it's going to live an amazing life dealing with the physical pleasures that this world have, and really the rich and the wealthy is going to embrace that. Now, when it comes to the useless class or the poor class, not all of them is not going to jump board on it, especially the millennials and even some Gen Zs and some Gen X. But it's going to take a while, for everybody to get used to digitally, you know what I'm saying? Like, because people, thanks to, movies and music and stuff, I would say video games too, but video games, you stuck in that world, basically. So I'm not going to include video games. But when it comes to music and movies, how they show out the glamorous life of being this place and that place, that's one thing why, it's going to be hard for people to accept this, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, what they're trying to say in this blog, that when it comes to the useless class, that's all of us that's going to be doing that. Buying digital land, digital assets, building virtual homes, being in virtual classrooms. All that is for us useless class, or people who's in the lower class. That include middle and lower class people that lives basically in neighborhoods that are urbanized. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't got to explain it fully, but the metaverse will impact every business that consumers interact with every day. Gartner predict elements of a metaverse. And as you can see, you got digital currency, marketplace, digital commerce, non-fungible tokens, infrastructure, device independence, gaming, digital assets, concerts, social and entertainment events, online shopping, workplace, social media, digital humans, natural languages processing. You know what I'm saying? Which means you can might understand that person's language when the subtitles come up, when they speak in their foreign language. But that's one thing. The metaverse will bring together a range of digital activities. Image Garner. I would say this, but I'll come back later for it. But matter of fact, I'm gonna save it right now. Can I say this? Oh, I'm trying to save this. No, I can't save this. They won't let me. Metaverse virtual economy. The metaverse will have a virtual economy, including digital currencies and non-fungible tokens, NFTs, Garner say. NFTs are unique digital tokens that can be used to buy, own, and sell digital or physical items online, including music, art, and property. Garner also predicts that employers will be able to better engage and collaborate with their workers through immersive workspaces. In virtual offices, businesses won't need to create infrastructures for this because it will be provided by the metaverse. We're gonna check these out, but I'm not gonna read it right now. But I'm gonna check them out. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a continuation. How I found this blog is do something like this. Something like this when they show, lucky working on my phone, I edit that so I can go through these blogs until they update, wherever they update on this metaverse type of page. The metaverse is being hauled as the metaverse is being held as the next evolution of the internet. It is described as extended reality, XR for short. This combines augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. So when you see it right here, now as you see it right here, this when it comes to extended reality, they're mixing augmented, virtual, and mixed reality. I'm more focused on the virtual because I want to stay at home and live through computers and stuff. Living through a computer, either Xbox or Xbox is like a PC, so an Xbox or a Mac computer. I don't have a PC. I don't know where to put it at, but that's when I get my own place though. But Mac computer, console, all that stuff. So that's what it really means. AR is the real world with a kind of digital overlay. VR is fully digital world. That's why I'm focused on VR. And MR blends real and digital worlds. Mixed reality blends real. I thought AR do that. I guess AR. Wow. I thought. Okay, next. Moving into the metaverse. People will wear headsets to enter the metaverse. Shipments of headsets are already predicted to outstrip those of game consoles in the next couple of years if they make it cheap. If Facebook is the only one coming out with VR headsets, but if only they make it cheap. If you haven't heard, so I found out through Google News, but Mark Zuckerberg upped the price of VR headsets. But really, when it comes to something that is brand new, of course it's going to be expensive at first, but they're going to lower the price, like they said, in a couple of years. Facebook said it will become a metaverse company when it changed its name to Meta. Last year, Microsoft, my fixers, and Sony are among other firms preparing for huge growth in the metaverse. Well, Sony needed to bring back PlayStation Home and should have kept PlayStation Home if they were about the metaverse. But let's continue. Both recently brought games developers are working on next generation headsets. When it comes to next generation headsets, they're talking about PlayStation. I don't know about Microsoft too, but we know about VR headsets with PlayStation. But with Microsoft, it's really all about cloud gaming. Thanks to Google bringing up the idea of it. You know what I'm saying? But I think they're being new about something like that. But let's let Google be the inventor of it, I guess. Brands that are traditionally brought advertising space on websites and billboards are now buying up digital land in the metaverse. Prices for metaverse real estate have soared by up to 500% since Facebook announced its metaverse plans. The logic is that land in the metaverse where a lot of people gather will be more valuable, just like land in the real world. Yes, it will. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So, when it really comes, what they're basically trying to let you know is that, by the year 2026, all of us is going to spend hours and hours and hours in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want to become of this world. That's why I don't got real friends or a girlfriend or wife or kids. Because this is not, this world is already messed up. I mean, thanks to music and TV and the environment that we live in, this world, not, the reason why I say the world in general, because none of these countries and these worlds are perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to the rich and the wealthy, when it comes to the 1% of people who are the wealthiest people in the world, they got the best lives in the world. Best lives in the world. You know what I mean? But when it comes to us, useless class, or basically people who are lower class, we have no choice but to create our own world in the digital world. And this is the Matrix. I mean, this is actually the Matrix, that the World Economic Forum is promoting, and I embrace it. Because when it comes down to it, I'm trying to embrace the spirit realm, but when you do meditation and yoga and all that stuff, it takes time to really get to the spirit realm. When it comes to lucid dreaming, like I lucid dream like at least about like a few or several times already. Especially when I go to sleep at night, I know I'm dreaming, but I don't tell myself I'm dreaming. But that's one thing to reach the spirit realm. But I down there is like, you know what? I don't know. I was focused on lucid dreaming around the time when the metaverse was about to be brought up. And since the metaverse is brought up, and since Mark Zuckerberg presented it last year, I think, yeah, it was last year, that's when my whole attitude changed and my whole look. I mean, I still deal with the spirit realm. Don't get me wrong. I still worship, the Orishas and stuff. I still praise my fallen angel wifey with songs and stuff. I'm still more connected to the spirit realm because I'm still living in the physical world. So I do need that spiritual protection and that spiritual guidance as well, as long as I'm living in this physical world. And also that goes with, spending hours and hours of time in the metaverse, by the year 2026. We don't know what type of metaverses that's going to be built around. It's going to be multitude of metaverses around the year 2026 coming, because right now they're already developing it. You know what I'm saying? Omniverse is already gave cloud tools to people to design the stuff and know that yards. So they're designing it right now. It's going to take some time. Like, even with the graphics and all that, they're researching the graphics of the metaverse. Like that movie Ready Player One. When it was in the Oasis, that's exactly how the metaverse is going to look. Definitely in that time, definitely in that year that movie showed up, which is 2040, but it's really going to be 2030. You know what I'm saying? The headset's going to have 8K by the year 2030. There's more money being invested into this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to me, though, man, I just want to be of the digital world. I just want to be of the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't care if I don't own nothing physically, as long as I get to own things digitally. In my metaverse home, basically virtual home, and my virtual currency, and have a new life. Have a brand new life and a new outlook in life in the metaverse. I'm all for that, but I'm not disconnected from the spirit realm. If anything, I am going to bring the spirit realm into the metaverse, or basically the astral planes into the virtual plane. And that's my mission. That's my goal. There's many ideas I have within me, but I'm all over the place when it comes to transhumanism and the New Age movement. And the metaverse is part of transhumanism because it's a digital world and a digital atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? But the movie The Matrix predicted something like that. It predicted the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? It didn't call it calls the Matrix, but they predicted the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like in the video game Cyberpunk 2077, where I got the name Xbox Punk from. We did by the year 2070. Yes, everybody's gonna have electronic chips in their bodies. Everybody can have replacements and stuff. Everybody gonna be cybernized, basically. And once everybody is cybernized around that time, that's when the religions that's being created in Silicon Valley. I don't live that far from Silicon Valley, but when it comes to Silicon Valley, what I'm saying is that when it comes to them creating the new, like I said, I saw it on Facebook, they create their own cyber spirituality. I'm all about virtual spirituality, but when it comes to Silicon Valley, see, I live in the Bay Area. I don't live that far from Silicon Valley, which is a trip, which is I know for a fact that Lucifer himself played a role in my life being born in this world. Like I said, my dad's mother didn't die from cancer or kidney failure, one of those two. My dad would still be in New York, and I would never been born on this earth. So that's why I say Lucifer did play a part of me being born in this world. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, now I realize what I'm put on this earth for, and that's why I'm doing these blogs, reading blogs from the War Economic Forum website, because they're really all about promoting my home world. You know what I'm saying? I look at the metaverse, that's my home world. I look at the video game world, that's my home world. And once it goes into public by the year 2026, I'm gonna be all up in it, especially with Fortnite and all that. And that's the run of time they're all gonna become a metaverse. And that's the main goal, and that's the main mission. So this is your boy Time Money.